UFC Fight Night 111 is coming up this weekend. A lot of good fights on this card. I like this card a lot more than the card we had last week. So I'm going to be giving my predictions on who I think is going to be winning the fights, and breaking them down on what the fighters do best and what they struggle in. So starting off, we have Jackson McVeigh versus Robert Valentin. Jackson McVeigh is an explosive striker, knockout power. Weird way to get his contract, though. He had a short notice debut, and then he got submitted. Kind of whack to get a contract off that, but Dana White must have seen something in the kid. We'll see this weekend. He's real aggressive in his fights. Young guy, never seen a decision before. Really like that from Jackson McVeigh. Robert Valentin, he's been in the UFC a while now. Runner-up in the Ultimate Fighter. Really well-rounded. He's faced adversity in his career, so he knows how to handle stuff well. But he's on a 3-fight losing streak. He has cardio problems, and he just hasn't looked good enough for me to pick him. So I'm taking McVeigh, Jackson McVeigh, by round 1 knockout. And if you are someone that places bets on fights, I would put some money on Jackson McVeigh. I'm taking him by knockout, but you put money on him by decision, TKO, probably not a submission, but I think there's a high probability if you were to put money on someone, put it on Jackson McVeigh for the win. Next up, we have Miles Johns versus Daniel Marcos. Miles Johns, he's a former LFA champ, reliable fighter, good volume, high output with his strikes, shown off some wrestling in the past. He does have a problem with technical striking, but he's been on a losing, late to grapplers, and he was suspended back in 23 for the usage of Turinabol, so not a good look for him. Daniel Marcos, is a very high-level boxer, good combinations, amazing footwork, good clinch game, good takedown defense. You got to take Daniel Marcos in this one. I think he's better than Miles Johns just all around. And I think it'll come down to the boxing in the end, and I think Daniel Marcos gets it done. Round 2 TKO. Pretty bold of me to take 2 knockouts / TKOs in the first 2 fights, but I got a feeling about this. But yeah, I'm taking 2 TKOs / KOs in the first 2 fights. Next up, here we go. Now we're getting into the decisions. Tisha Pennington versus Denise Gomez. So, Tisha Pennington, she's got a karate style of footwork, volume striker. She's quite literally a decision merchant. 13 of her wins have come by decision. She has low power, shown some problems against grapplers. Denise Gomez, she's young, former champ in the regional scene, and she has more finishing potential than Tisha Pennington. Versus Alicia Reed, she had a very good TKO against her. But Gomez, she kind of has a tendency to gas, and I think as long as she can preserve her gas tank, not use up all of her stamina in the beginning, use some of that energy in the later rounds, I think she'll get it done. So I'm taking Denise Gomez by 29-28 decision. Next up, Josh Hokett versus Max Gimenez. Josh Hokett, very dominant wrestler, good ground control. He's got submissions, he's got TKOs. This is a guy you don't want to be on the ground with. Very athletic, good cardio. Got a sub in his debut. Striking hasn't really been tested, whereas Max is a striker with a 2-inch reach advantage on Hokett. Very powerful in his knockouts, some solid takedown defense, but in his one loss, he did lose to a grappler. This one's one it's kind of hard to call right now. A dominant wrestler versus a dominant striker. So I could see this one going either way. Can't really choose, so I'm going with the odds right now for Josh Hokett being a -400 favorite. I'm sure the odds are going to swing. Um, Closer the fight gets, I think he gets it done first round, rear naked choke. Interesting fight. Really looking forward to this one, especially being in the heavyweight. You never know. You could see a fluke KO. Um, Myra Bueno Silva versus Jacqueline Cavalcanti. Uh, Myra Silva, she's got good submissions. She has a sub on Holy Home, which is a very good name to have on your resume, of course. Aggressive in the clinch, and of course, good work on the ground. Recently, though, not looking too hot, slowing down because she's getting older. Whether it's a grappler or a striker, she's been slowing down. Cavalcanti, she's a striker, good boxing, good techniques, good kicks. Not really any finishing power, though. She hasn't really been tested against an elite grappler like Myra Silva. Um, this is another one you could swing either way. Usually, I'd like to take the veteran, um, but she's on a losing streak. She's up there in age. Cavalcanti, she's undefeated. She's on a run right now, so I think she gets this done pretty clearly by a 30-27 decision. Next up, we have Adrian Yanez versus Christian Cuyenza. Um, Butchered that, but it's all good. Christian, an elite grappler, 7 submissions on his record. Good scrambling, really well rounded in the ground game. Uh, Pretty basic in the striking department. Um, Not great blocking, but solid fighter all around. Dude looks scary as hell. Like, I don't know, that's the face of, I don't know, that's the face of a murderer right there. But Adrian Yanez is a great boxer. Very powerful, good takedown defense. But when he has to get into some grappling scenarios, he hasn't really proven himself. But I do think with his takedown defense, it will be enough for him to get through the fight. I think Christian's going to get to a point in the fight where he just starts panic shooting takedowns. And I think Adrian Yanez is going to throw up a knee straight up the middle, going to knock down Christian in the third, and finish him by ground and pound. So I'm taking Adrian Yanez in this one. Next up, Hyder Emil and Jamal Emmers. Emmers, really good power in his hands, 16 knockouts on his record. He's really good in the chaotic situations, solid takedown defense, but he tends to gas after the first round. So more than likely he'll need to get the KO win in the first. Hyder Emil, pressure fighter, 9 knockouts, really good cardio. Not a lot of volume to his game, though. So that could work in his favor. Doesn't close the range. So as long as he can survive the first round, I think he's going to be able to get it. I just see Jamal Emmers gassing out after the first. I think he's going to have Hyder Emil hurt. Going to try to go for the finish. He's not going to get it. And I'm going to go with Hyder Emil by 29-28 split decision. Next up, starting fight on the main card, we have CLD Christian Leroy Duncan versus Marco Tulio. CLD, smart striker, smooth on the feet, good counter striker, uses his range very well. Not great volume in his game. He tends to have problems when his opponents start out quicker than he does. Marco Tulio, he's a nightmare matchup for CLD in my opinion. He has power. He's really good at closing distance, good wrestling. Not a lot of holes in this guy's game. I really like this guy's fights when I was watching tape. So I'm going to take him round 1, ground and pound. Probably some elbows. Next up, we have Ricky Simone versus Hani Barcelos. Ricky Simone, as we should all know, great grappler, great cardio. Just like Marab. People forget, man. He beat Marab. People forget. Good takedown defense. Not a lot of power in his hands, though. He has been out wrestled before, and he's getting up there in age. But so is Hani Barcelos. 37 and 35, I believe. Very good submission, so he'll be comfortable on the ground when Ricky Simone wants to wrestle. Um, he has a good chin. Honestly, I am thinking grappling is going to cancel out here. I really like Honey Barcelos, but he's up there in age, man. I know Ricky Simone is too, but Honey Barcelos is a lot older. Not a lot, but a good amount older in the fighting scene. So I think Simone just has slightly better striking, in my opinion. So I'm going to take Ricky Simone by 29-28 decision. Next up, we have Chris Badilla versus Ismail Bonfim. This dude, honestly, might be the brother of Gabriel Bonfim. I don't know. I don't care to look into it. So, more than likely, though. Both from Brazil, both Bonfim. So, more than likely. I didn't even piece that together until now. But, anyway, Bonfim, good boxer, knockout power in his hand, has a good jab, good counters. He's able to keep it standing with his good takedown defense. Padilla, very good wrestler. Young. He tends to finish strong, but he is very hittable. So that could pose a problem. Um, Non existent striking defense. So I'm thinking Ismail Bonfim is going to get it done. Uh, his defense will be good enough to keep it standing. This might be another guy where he panic shoots because he's getting pieced up on the feet. So I'm going to take Ismail Bonfim by a split decision, but I would not be surprised to see him get a KO in this fight. Next up, Muslim Salikov versus Euros Medic, the Doctor. The Doctor is back. Salikov, he's very creative in his striking, kung fu background, dangerous spinning attacks, man. You gotta watch out for those. Just like a Chris Barnett, man. He's got those crazy spinning attacks. Um, Good takedown defense. Very elite in the beginning of the fights, but he is 41 years old, and it's really showing as of late in his cardio. Euros Medic, high volume striker, good pressure, good hooks, amazing combos from what I've seen. He tends to have problems against wrestlers. Shouldn't be a problem in this matchup at all. Um, I think Salikov, he's going to be slow in this one. So I'm going to go late second round TKO from Euros Medic. But I would love to see some crazy knockout by Salikov. That would be crazy. Um, Next up, our co-main event is Matt Schnell versus Joseph Morales. Matt Schnell, great grappler, great cardio, really good in his scrambles. Never been chinned, but he has been knocked down a lot, similar to like a Charles Oliveira. Um, Morales, boxer, good hands, 10 knockouts slash TKOs. Really great finishes. Has some wrestling game. Pretty shitty run as of recently, though. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. So with that said, I think the grappling of Matt Schnell is going to be too much for Morales to handle. So I'm going to take um, Joseph Morales by... No, I'm going to take Matt Schnell by round 2, Anaconda choke. Our main event. Gabriel Bonfim, Randy Brown. Some of these other fights are going to be more exciting than this. I don't know. We'll see where we're going. But Bonfim, grappler. He has some solid striking. We just seen him get. He just robbed Wonderboy of a decision. Never tested in a 5-rounder before. I really don't have high hopes for this guy. I don't know what the UFC sees in him. Randy Brown is going to have a huge reach advantage in this fight, like a 4 or 5 inch reach advantage. Really good at controlling the reach in the fight. but he's got holes in his grappling, and that is where Gabriel Bonfim is going to strive. He got submitted by Jack Hermanson. Um, I don't think Bonfim is that good, but I do think he's better than Randy Brown. He's young, he's hungry. Randy Brown's getting old. I don't know what the UFC sees in this guy. They keep feeding him old men recently. So, um, he did sub Chaos Williams, but I think he needs a bigger test. He beat Wonder Boy, some BS decision, if you ask me. Now they're just giving him another older guy in Randy Brown. He has beat some younger competition though, but he did lose to Nicholas Dalby back in 23, and he was old at the time. Nicholas Dalby's like 41 now, but Gabriel Bonfim was much younger, and Gabriel Bonfim got TKO'd in that fight. So I'm a hater of Bonfim. That might change my opinion of him if he has a really good performance, but um, not really high on this guy. I don't think he's that good. Against competition like Randy Brown, I think he is going to be good, but I'm taking Gabriel Bonfim by round 2 submission, maybe a rear naked choke. Um, Next up for our UFC fights, we have UFC 322 coming up. That is going to be amazing. Crazy fight card. Can't wait for that, but we're going to have to sit through this fight night. Better than last week's, in my opinion, but all good. We'll make it. We'll make it. I don't think. I think we're being a little too spoiled for 322. I don't think all those fights that they have on the main are gonna happen. I'm betting somebody's gonna pull out with an injury. So we'll see. Maybe we'll get lucky this time around. But that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching.